Well,
Mm-hmm.
you Green Lantern today. You can't be Loki and Green
How do you
Lantern.
start like
Anyway,
that?
we about to start this. Let's go ahead and get the intro going.
We at the lunch table. We like a Nazi spitting fables. Oh, I'm sorry, I was about to start dropping
Oh,
No,
bars.
don't keep going. Keep the government
oh,
on.
oh. You
Let's
just need somebody
hey.
banging on the table. I wasn't good at doing that, so that's your job, Joe.
Shit, I will
Oh
try to bring
man,
some beats in next time.
what's
So,
good?
welcome to the
Fellas?
Lunch
What's
Table
good?
Podcast. Here we are, the trifecta, the mature boys. We got Dalen on bottom, close to my left, right, whatever, one of them. And I'm Dale. We're here to speak today about some things besides bashing people for once.
I'm sure we
But
some way
don't
somehow we'll
don't
circle
get it
back to it.
twisted.
Oh, we're
Somebody
gonna
gonna
circle
get
back
these
to it. It's the
hands
lunch
today.
table. It's
Somebody
the
gonna
lunch
get these
table.
hands today.
Go ahead and lead us off, Los.
Okay, so I guess before anything, since it's fresh in our head and it just happened, and my man Dale has been kind of really thirst about this topic. I was thinking about this. Do we need to start putting disclaimers on our shit that there's spoilers and everything we talk about just about?
I'll put it on
Yes,
the
we
description,
probably
but it's
should.
spoilers. This is about to be spoiler heavy. If you haven't watched Loki,
Mm-hmm.
turn away now, go watch, then come back and enjoy our commentary.
All right. I guess I will say fuck it. I'm gonna bust out the box because I'm acting brand new or whatever the fuck these youngins say. Start with the finale. Loki turning into.
You
Did I get him already?
No, you
got him
didn't. You
already?
didn't.
Oh,
No, no,
okay. I
no.
was about to
That
say.
wasn't a
Okay, no,
break.
no, no.
That wasn't a break.
Okay, okay,
That was a
okay.
judge. That was a judgment. That was a judgment.
Oh, nigga, you older than me. You think I care about
Is
your
it is
judgment?
it is is
As
it
long
worse
as you
than I
got
said? Is it worse than the cooking in the kitchen like stir fry? Is it worse than that
yes,
No.
one?
yes, actually
How?
it was because you didn't even say it right. First off,
Oh, I don't know
No.
what these youngins are saying. The fuck are they saying? I think I give a damn
rip
about.
me out the plastic because I'm acting brand new.
Did Sexy Red make that song?
I think so. It's one of them.
See, that's why I don't know it because she's not sexy. She's just red
One of them.
and
One of
brown.
one of the colored girls.
She looked like a strained shit with a little cherry surprise on top.
We ain't making 5 minutes and somebody's already getting gashed. We told y'all. We told y'all this was gonna happen.
Let him cook.
No, 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 no. I'm gonna try to stay on topic for once.
We told y'all.
Oh
Ooh,
shit.
goddamn. Oh, almost got down.
Oh
Y'all niggas better
shit.
hold your shit. I'm coming. Pause.
The finale. The
Ugh.
finale.
Yeah. I already said pause. Fuck out of here. So yeah.
Oh
Him
shit.
turn into Idrisil. I like the fact that they were able to tie in. What's that? Storyteller Loki. I believe that's the name of it.
God of stories.
Yeah, that dude. I
I
like
gotta.
the.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say I like the fact that they tied that into it. But you know what? No, because I had missed it on the first watch and I had to rewatch it again. But I saw that during the time when he was trying to learn how to fix the whatever the loom, he
Mhm.
it took him centuries to learn the mechanics of it from Obi and old stuttering dude. What Victor Tomley.
Victor Timely.
Yeah, it took him centuries to learn it. So I'm like, okay, this Loki that we got in this series didn't have the character development that we got throughout the movies. So this was, I guess, the selfish Loki learning again. And the fact that they actually put in there that it was centuries of him learning how to do the mechanics made me feel like, okay, they actually didn't just try to stuff our face with this new Loki who wanted to just save everybody. They actually put it so over that century he possibly learned, the right way to go about things, or that the way he was going about things currently wasn't the right way to go. So now he's going to sacrifice himself. I say this. That is some, I guess, scary, you could say is the right word, or Yeah, let's go with scary because the fact that this man is going to be alone for the rest of eternity, just holding timelines together, is freaking terrifying. That's like
I
on
got a
some.
theory. I got a
What was that?
theory on that. We're gonna get to that though.
What was that movie? I think it was Interstellar. With George Clooney and Sandra Bullock.
We're about to spoil that too, folks.
Yeah, when homie
Isn't
went.
that where he got caught in that little time warp and basically he was in the past talking to his daughter or whatever and basically was guiding her along the way. And
Nah,
didn't
I think we
he?
got the different movies twisted because the movie I'm talking about, they play astronauts and it's
Yes,
just them two
yes.
in the space station. What?
But it was right there in front of that black hole and time worked different.
Oh. Okay, I got you. So yeah,
Time
like
was
No, I didn't
different.
watch that movie.
you haven't.
Mm-mm.
I mean, basically the mechanics of
It's
a black
kind of.
hole. They went to a planet that was right in front of a black hole, and time basically dilate. Well, the physics behind a black hole is time bends and dilates and everything. So, from the observer, it looks like the person stopped and didn't necessarily go in. It's kind of like Gojo's Infinity. Meanwhile, the actual person that's going to the black hole keeps going and everything. Just time works different. So they went to this planet like what 5 minutes on this planet is like 7 years on Earth or some dumb shit like that.
I don't remember
So,
exactly.
but yeah, it was something like that. So when he left, his daughter was a child, and during the course of the movie, yes, she grows up and all this other shit. But I forgot all the plot points. But at the end, he kind of sacrifices himself to save, just to save everybody in that little time loop. But basically, he kind of went outside of time. So like in the movie you see some shit appear to his daughter, but she don't know what it is, blah blah blah. And then at the end of the movie you realize it was him. It was crazy.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just the isolation of it, or like the open water series, being trapped out in the open water and there's no rescue coming, there's no solace, there's nowhere to go to get away. So it's that emptiness feeling, or like that buried alive feeling, you know.
But
So
I think what clicked for him is when he was having the conversation with with He Who Remains, and he was like, the moments of peace that were yours was because I was here alone at the end of time, holding it all together. And that was that.
that went over my head.
I know what I need to do.
Hmm.
Especially when he looked at the equation on the board and he was like, all right, what if we change the equation? And they even mentioned, you know, okay, you got He Who Remains, you got the loon. All right, if these are your options, but he said, all right, what if there's another option? What if we can replace it with something better? That's what he told Sylvie when he stopped time
Exactly.
in front of her, and that's when he just, all right, that's what I need to do. But it was almost like he had to get permission or he had to get reassurance because remember he went back to when he first got captured and he was talking to crap Mobius, and Mobius was talking about making the hard decisions.
And I was going to say, that was the thing. Because if you notice, there's a key element, a key theme throughout the whole show, throughout that whole season of making a hard decision. He didn't know. And there was also that conversation he had with Obi about there's like the why, the when, the what, the who.
Mm-hmm.
For him, it was okay. It was acceptance of I need to make a hard decision. That was the first thing. But then it was, well, what's the hard decision? What's the hard thing to do? Because like he was saying, yeah, it's easy to destroy things. It's easy to raise things to the ground. It's easy to tear things apart. It was always about, okay, how do I know what the hard decision is? And the hardest decision for him was being alone, because what he told her, I don't want to be alone.
She said, "You wanted the throne." He got his
Mhm.
throne.
Hey man,
But
sounds
but
like
real
Loki should have a Green Lantern ring.
so
That willpower.
I don't
Yeah.
think at first I thought we was getting God of Stories unless this is Marvel's version of the God of Stories, because his actual powers as the God of Stories, once he writes it, that's it. It's real. We didn't get that. He kind of got like an Atlas role
Oh,
where
definitely.
Atlas basically can't get out that chair. He's the anchor of he's the caretaker and the anchor of the multiverse. He kind of got that role.
What will be dope and what will be a really dope capitalization on that finale would be if he narrates every movie or show from here on out until the next phase.
Here's kind of what I was thinking. Okay, you now are pretty much holding the multiverse together. You're the anchor. You can't leave, but you can practically, or let's say he can see whatever. I'm just gonna cut to the chase. We get the multiversal Avengers. He can't go to them because he can't leave the chair, but he can bring them to him. He creates a multiversal Avengers team like they did in
Like
What If.
what was that series? The
What If?
other, so they had a big war. I believe it was a Spider-Man series.
Secret Wars.
Was it Secret Wars?
I know in the Spider-Man series
No,
they did Secret Wars.
wasn't Secret Wars with the Kree? Not the Kree, the
No,
Scrolls.
Secret Wars, and I was about to Secret Invasion. But basically, I think we're going to get a multiversal Avengers.
Mhm.
They're gonna lose, and then everything ends, and then we get Secret Wars with Battle World. Basically, all the different pieces of the different worlds, one big battle world like they did in the comics. I don't think they're going to go as far as the Molecule Man and Mr. Fantastic and all that other goofy shit. But basically, we get Battle World, we get Secret Wars, and then they reboot the MCU from there. Because pretty much when they did Secret Wars in the comics, it rebooted 616 and brought Miles Morales and all that in. So I really think they're gonna go that far, and that's how they're gonna bring in the X-Men too.
Now, that's something that I've been waiting for, period. I don't know why they don't have the Fantastic Four or the X-Men in the Marvel Universe yet.
We're getting the Fantastic Four. I'm just wondering if we're going to get if we get Doctor Doom, then we damn sure going to get a Battle World in Secret Wars. But like my cousin would hit me.
I was going to say, I think initially it came down to property rights, because Sony still has the property right, or had the property rights for those characters. I think Marvel just got those property rights back. Fox, sorry. Somebody had those property rights other than Marvel.
Sony Fox had Spider-Man and his characters.
Yeah, Fox had like the Fantastic Four and X-Men. But
either way, somebody
Marvel
other than
got
Marvel
that shit back.
Yeah, but then at that point it was okay, we already had these phases planned out. How do we now adjust these phases now that we have these characters back? Because you can just say, oh, we could just throw them in there. Mm-hmm. But that, they've had a very well written universe so far. It would be kind of dumb just to throw them in there like that.
They're doing a slow burn, because I'm not sure if any of y'all watched what was it, Miss Marvel?
No, I actually have to watch that series on Disney Plus because I want to be caught up when I watch the Marvels.
Well, long story short, because of that series, you find out that mutants do exist.
Right. No, I know she's a mutant. Right.
Okay. They retcon her. Yeah, we're spoiling Miss Marvel too. We spoiling everything. Be careful when you watch this show. Basically, they retconned her instead of her being an Inhuman, which I still don't understand that, because we saw freaking Black Bolt. But anyway, they retconned her and made her a mutant, and said that the Gauntlet basically brought out her latent mutant abilities. So the rumor has it is the Marvels, this movie that's about to come out, there's going to be an incursion, and we may or may not get mutants there too.
Now, don't you think that they kind of pigeonholed themselves by doing that shit? Because to say that Bangle gave Kamala, or it unlocked Kamala latent mutant abilities, that would mean that that Bangu or whatever source that Bangu has is what will be needed to have every other mutant on the planet have their mutant abilities unlocked.
Watch this. Watch Miss Marvel. Because I would like to go into that. I kind of like how they did that, but not pissed me off, but what bothers me with that is when they rewrote, or not rewrote, but when they did Powers of X and House of X, basically they did that to prepare the mutants to be in the MCU, and pretty much all the mutants went back to Krakoa, which was a living island, and Xavier and Magneto are working together, and they on some shit like, yo, don't bother us. We won't bother you. We living over here chilling. And throughout that series, it basically was supposed to be a prep to introduce them into the MCU, but then they did this with Miss Marvel. So I'm just like, they got to be in a parallel world. The mutants have to be in a parallel world.
I also feel like they go ahead.
No, I was about to say it's well explained. It's a slow ass burn getting up to these mutants, but it's just like they got the doorway open. Yeah, just go ahead and step through. Let's just go ahead and do this. That's how I feel anyway.
I feel like they kind of banked in a scapegoat because now they can always say whatever happened in this timeline. But if that's the case, then we'll never really get the heroes together that we want. You know, like we want to see. I don't know about y'all, but I would love to see an Avengers versus X-Men if it ever came down. You know, like we won't get that because they have these different timelines that they going with. Instead of
have you read that?
Yeah.
Man, I've been wanting that for years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no, and then I also feel like because I give the MCU so much credit, they could bring in certain characters. Like, I always forget this boy's damn name, but Professor X's son.
I forgot his name.
Do you remember, bro?
Shit. Don't give me. You forget.
Legion.
I'm more of a DC.
Legion.
Person.
Was it Legion? I think it was Legion.
I think it was, but I'm gonna find out here in a second. Keep going though.
No, but whatever it is, what I'm just saying, like these are things that they're basically keeping themselves away from because they're playing this slow burn, so slow. And I feel like they're not using Disney Plus to their advantage like they should. That wasn't that the whole purpose of having that streaming site?
It is Legion.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like that's the whole purpose of having that streaming site. So you could bring things out. And I'm bitter that freaking did Netflix Marvel characters aren't there yet. Why have we not gotten
some of them?
I'm talking about like a legit series. How long has it been?
I think that was due to rights and stuff too, though.
Was there some kind of
it was the actors. The characters Marvel owned, but the actors Netflix owned.
Yeah, I know.
And some of those actors is just like my man that plays Kingpin. I can't see nobody else in that. I can't see nobody else playing Punisher. Like
or Daredevil or Luke Cage.
And they
hell, Jessica Jones.
They fought to get those actors. So that's what took so long.
I would love to get a new Iron Fist. That ain't my Danny. I don't know who that is. That's probably Danny from Karate Kid, but that ain't my Danny Rand. I don't know who the fuck that is. That fucking my man's Danny, son.
I feel like WandaVision was a missed opportunity because when you did, if you read House of M, Wanda literally did that whole shit where she created this whole little world, and at the end of that bitch, she was like, "No more mutants," and it knocked off all except for like 98 mutants in the world.
I thought Wolverine was the only one who didn't get affected by that shit.
Oh no! It was 98 mutants, pretty much the X-Men and a few other mutants. Well, the core X-Men and a few other mutants. It was 98 of them left in the world, and then you had the events of Avengers versus X-Men, which revived the mutant population when Hope became the Phoenix and dispersed it on the world. That's how the revival of mutants came. So WandaVision was a missed opportunity.
Okay.
Because we could have even brought in mutants there versus no more mutants. But because she can control reality, and they established that in that show. So I don't know. We could have went with it there because they had the rights and everything.
Mhm. Well, I don't know. I enjoyed WandaVision, honestly. I don't think they were going that far with it. You know, I know they took inspiration by it, but I don't think they was actually trying to shoot the moon
Yeah.
just yet, you know. But yeah, back to Loki, bro. You were saying?
I don't remember.
Coming out of Marvel though, Loki, like looking at season 1, season 2, looking at how it was written, Loki is probably one of the best series that they've done, period.
Mhm.
Series wise, coming out of Marvel. Like it was well written. You got Loki's full story. It was just it was emotion driven. You had a plot that you can follow.
Mhm.
Like I'm still struggling to get through Secret Invasion. Meanwhile, Loki was just easy.
Yeah, I didn't find Secret Invasion hard to watch. I enjoyed it. You know, my thing, I haven't.
It feels like another Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Well, I was about to say, but what's wrong with that?
No, I mean, we got the terrorist plot before. Like, I'm just having a hard time. It's just me. It's just me. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I loved it because it followed that one storyline I didn't think anybody knew about. Red, White, and Black. I don't know if any of y'all read that. Basically, the story of the Black Captain America.
Yeah, that I know of it. I just didn't read it.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites as a kid, and legit, they actually touched it. I didn't even think they would.
I say this much: I don't know if Secret Invasion was so bad because you know how far have you gotten? You know, it doesn't matter. We in a spoiler episode. We in a spoiler show right now.
Just go ahead. I'm halfway spoiled as it is.
What I didn't like about Secret Invasion, honestly, is the way they finished it, because they basically made like a Super Saiyan Super Scroll, and now it's to the point where why is there even a problem in the Marvel universe anymore? Because this chick, she basically got Captain Marvel powers and somebody else's. Like, this chick is stupid strong now. So why is there issues?
Super Scroll supposed
they're supposed to have the Fantastic Four powers.
Exactly, but they can't give them that because the Fantastic Four ain't here yet.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have gave this chick Captain Marvel powers. Are you kidding me? Like, Captain Marvel's the trump card. Now it's two of them. It's essentially two of them now. Like, I don't like it.
Captain Marvel's, or better yet, in their defense, nobody really likes Captain Marvel. Nobody likes Carol Danvers.
She looked like her. At least the chick they got to pick her to play her looks like her.
Nobody in the comic book world likes Carol Danvers. Let me correct that. Nobody liked her until she had her heel turn. She's the Roman Reigns of Marvel.
In my book, she's the Superman of Marvel. You know, I've always hated that Boy Scout Superman. I can't stand that.
I hate him too.
So,
that's Damon's boy.
Yeah.
There's a thing behind Superman that I appreciate. So y'all can go to hell with your hate.
New 52 Superman, I'm okay with. I'm okay with him. They humanized him. He's not quite a Boy Scout. That old school Superman, man, shit. Somebody give me a kryptonite bullet.
Yeah, it's not hate. It's just I always felt the Superman character was just so ass. Like, you could do everything. Yay. Where's the problem? You're fast, you're strong, you can fly, you're durable.
Just because you can do everything doesn't mean you should do everything. And
I'm talking about in the realms of being a hero. If you're a superhero, why can't you do everything? Where's the thought of you actually losing coming in that? The fact that your biggest villain is a dude, regular dude, like that's nasty. Why are we watching this? What are we?
I was sitting there like, Darkseid's not a regular. Oh, Lex.
Doomsday killed the man, and Lex is still his biggest villain. Like, Come
Doomsday,
on.
not Doomsday.
Because
Darkseid beat the brakes off of him.
Dark side tugged this cape.
Lex is honestly like Lex is. You can consider Lex almost like a Batman type of character, with the exception of Lex is so arrogant that he doesn't do contingency plans.
That is true. That is an
Yeah,
accurate description.
that's why I laughed, but it's not a good comparison to win a vote of confidence because I'm not a Batman fan either. I think Batman fanboys are stupid. They're liars. You lying to yourself if you think with prep time he could beat anybody.
I'm a fanboy of Batman. However,
And you're lying.
I don't think with the amount of prep. No, it's just you turn the morals off on superhero life. Batman's probably dead.
Batman's no problem. He's absolutely dead.
There is nothing he could do to stop anybody in the Justice League. Like, let's be honest about this shit. They're gonna talk about he made contingencies plans for everybody, but what is he gonna do if Aquaman say
but that
fuck
was
the
based
world?
off. But that's also based off their personalities and shit too.
Yeah, and that is still ass. I don't
like you can't if the morals get turned off, you're dead.
Yeah,
because like when you look at it, right? Even in Justice Superman,
which I love,
it wasn't that he had no morals. It was that he was extreme in his belief for justice. Because when you look at even how when he fought Batman, he still was never really trying to take Batman out. He just wanted Batman out the way. He never really tried to murk Batman. The worst he did was break his back.
Mm-hmm.
And even in that aspect, he could have killed Batman and he didn't. And that's the thing. Batman stands always have this mindset, right? And what they always forget is most of the heroes in the Justice League look at Batman as a child. Would you ever really fight a child full on?
Mm-hmm. No.
Now, again, I'm a Batman fan. I'm a Batman fan. However,
kick the baby.
The only real thing Batman really got off was that shit that I sent y'all when they was just like, "Oh, we're over budget." Okay, I'll take care of it. And then Wonder Woman comes in. Yeah, we can pick up when you fall short. And that motherfucker looked at her and was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah,
that was the only real thing he can get off on anybody. But in terms of strength and power set and all that, he has none. He's a guy in the character.
The only character in Justice League Batman has a chance to get is Green Arrow. The only character.
I was thinking the same thing, but then I'm like, can we really just automatically say he's gonna be able to beat Ollie? Because I don't know.
If Batman calls on Brother Eye, he can beat a few people.
None of the real ones.
Because
I said a few people.
Again, here's the thing, right? You look at I'll use Superman for an example. If Superman really wanted to kill Batman, that man can stand in space and look
that nigga gonna do it. Yup, orbital strike. I was thinking the same thing, bro. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Like,
so
that, yeah, no.
So since we're here, since we're in DC land now, because we were talking movies. We started with Marvel and series and stuff. How much do you think Warner Brothers missed the mark with fucking over Zack Snyder?
That Justice League movie?
So the man set up a whole fucking universe for them, and
I didn't like. So I've read, and I don't know if y'all did. I read the stuff he put out about where his story was going.
Yeah, I did. The story's wicked.
There was one aspect of the story I didn't like.
The Wonder Woman and Batman thing?
No, that wasn't actually a thing. It was the Lois Lane in Batman.
We're talking about the movie.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Lois Lane. That's what I meant to say. Lois Lane, yeah.
Her being pregnant, no sense to me. Her being pregnant with Bruce Wayne's kid was just so kind of left field.
Yeah.
And that's the one part of the story I was like, don't put that in there.
That didn't make no sense to me.
None.
Now
Like,
Lois, quote unquote, dying the dark side and start setting off the injustice shit.
yes,
I
and
was
it
with
wasn't
you.
even, and that was the thing. So like the whole bat and that line Joker said, where how many people have to die in your place.
Mhm.
That was cold because that's what led Superman to getting taken over by the anti-life equation. So every time we see those nightmare sequences, that is Superman being under the influence of the anti-life equation. And that all happened because Lois ended up dying because Superman hesitated because he was scared to die. So that dope. Like for the most part, Zack Snyder's world was very intricate, and
And
I was enjoying it.
it also made the other movies make sense. Everything was cohesive just off
Right,
of that.
Mhm.
right.
So
But
like I really because Josh Whedon, love the dude. He does some good. He does some good Avengers movie.
He ain't do a good
DC
Justice movie.
DC is not
Mm-mm.
campy like that. DC is dark.
oh
So
yeah, no, DC is absolutely.
DC's
Listen,
dark. He was the wrong
listen.
man for that job.
When you got dudes' girlfriends, when you got dudes coming home and finding their girlfriends folded up in refrigerators,
Bruv. Bruv. Yeah.
you
But you
know,
know, Marvel could get
And then
dark if they ever actually went through with it. Because remember, the fucking Blob ate the Wasp, literally.
no, Marvel has some dark shit too.
they
They
have
do.
dark
But
moments,
Oh yeah.
DC is
and
just a land of hopelessness and tears and despair.
that's the thing. Even when you look at from the comic book standpoint, when you look at the Dark Knight series, not the Dark Knights, not Dark Knight like Batman, but the Dark
Yo,
Knights,
the
like the
Dark
whole
Horse.
Metal series,
Mhm.
Yo,
like all of that was about the darkness, the darker parts of DC that we don't even see. Because every one of those knights was a failed Batman, and that was so
but
traumatic. Like you read
but on top of
each
that,
story,
Batman's original story before it got campy and all that other shit, Batman was a fucking dark. I mean,
He was a
bad.
murderer. He hung niggas out
You
of
had a
helicopters.
functioning sociopath that was creating his own bad guys.
Yeah, that man was a
Literally.
monster.
Superman was a menace. My man, no, there was a comic. This is before. So, okay, Superman became what he is because of the radio show that came out during World War II.
Mhm.
Prior to that, Superman tormented a dude by shooting a bullet at him and catching it.
You want to know
That's fucked up.
why? You want to know why I find that so funny? I would
Mm.
do it if I had the ability. I would do it.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
And what's
I would
crazy?
do it.
What's crazy? There was a Superman show, and I want to say it was the one with Dean Cain.
Hmm.
He did
Well,
that
WB
same
one?
thing. No, I think that was it. The Superman and Lois, the one with him and
Yeah, the
Terry
Adventures of
Pratchett.
Lois, and I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It was like on
yeah,
Channel
yeah,
7 or some
yeah.
shit like that.
There was an episode where Lex kept messing with him, and he walked up, found a gun in Lex's office, shot at Lex, caught the bullet. He's like, "You wanted to know how powerful I am? There you go. Stop messing with me."
Mm. And
I was
again,
like, "Huh?"
it goes back to my original statement. Why is your biggest villain a regular dude? That is a man I could kill. Why are we having this problem?
You think you
Like,
could kill?
nigga, if I had a gun, I could shoot him and he would die. Lex is a regular human being. Okay.
To an extent.
I don't
because
care what kind of drug he took.
His,
I'm
All right.
talking
no,
about his blood.
I think what it was his
Oh.
IQ. That was what they instead of his superpower being money, it was his IQ, I believe.
Yeah, I want to say his IQ might have been on par, if not above Superman's.
Okay, be that as it may. And I actually thought that what it was anyway is a classic battle of brains versus brawn.
That's exactly what their
Woohoo.
dynamic is.
Woohoo. Okay. Again,
However,
if you are a man, like Dalen said, can orbital strike people at will. Where is the beef? This man,
And
Superman, can hear when Lex is on the toilet straining to get a shit out, and then speed blitz him and murder him on the toilet if he wanted to. Okay,
oh
where
god.
is the beef at? All right.
Oh my god.
Superman could wait to this nigga literally at the weakest and most vulnerable moment of every man when they about to nut, and then run up
Speaking of
on
people
him
getting
and just
murdered on the
squash his
toilet,
genitals. All right. Like,
we got to circle back to the Equalizer 3 since you reminded me of that. But keep going.
oh, I ain't see that yet. Some shit like that happen.
Nigga
that
got
go
murdered on the toilet for no reason.
Ain't for no reason,
Dog.
nigga. You a victim at
Dog.
that point. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. When you on the toilet, you a victim. Like you just you
Yo,
literally ass
imagine-
out, bro.
Dog, imagine your house being raided or the house you're in being raided. You're in the bathroom taking a shit.
While
They
the house
just
was
spray
being
the door up and then open the door and see you slumped on the toilet now because they just sprayed the door up.
Wait, quick question. Okay, so when homie was on the toilet taking his shit, right? Did they shoot into the building? Like, did they actually kick the door open
No,
and into
they
the
walked
apartment
in.
or whatever?
They walked in. Hey, you, get down. Hey, you, get down. You're under arrest. Door, spray the door. Open the door, and my man slumped. Next
So-
room, you, get down. Like, why did he have to die?
So when when they
did.
entered the residence initially, right? And they was telling niggas to get down. Were they loud about it?
That door was loud. They kicked that door in.
Was it one of my
They
doors?
didn't really. They were in like nigga. It was worse than your door. They were in fucking Italy somewhere. You know, their doors are solid. They kicked that door in. Yeah, they wasn't doing all that yelling and shit. But dog,
That door getting kicked in.
I'm
You
just
can hear
in
it.
here taking.
One
I'm
more
just in
question.
here taking a shit.
One more question. One more question. Right? How far was the bathroom from the front door?
I know where you're getting at, and yes, he had time.
That's
get
my
up and put
man.
his
I'm
pants
running
on
and shitting
and come out.
because the shit
Yeah,
is coming
he
out
had time.
already, and I'm terrified.
He had
But I
time.
know well enough to know that I got to get my shitty ass off that toilet and run. Now, granted, I'm gonna get caught because it's gonna be a trail of shit leading you to where I'm at. Guaranteed, I'm gonna die but I'm not gonna be that nigga dead on the shitter. I'm not going to heaven and looking at St. Peter like, oh, so what happened was the reason my pants is down. I never had a chance to pull them up. I got taken out on the shitter. Like, nah, man, we not doing that.
So this is not really a spoiler because this is literally how the movie opens. It opens with bodies. Niggas is just dead already. You're literally walking. You're the big boss man, walking through the crib, seeing your guard's dead. Nigga dead on the kitchen counter with a steak knife in his face. Niggas dead in the hallway. You get down to the wine cellar. There's two of your niggas with guns on Denzel, and Denzel sitting there with a bottle of wine and a fucking glass, chilling, waiting for you.
Ooh, he was waiting for the fade. My man was on Thanos timing.
That's how the movie opens.
Oh, my man was on Thanos timing.
Like he on, man, I don't know what type of shit he was on, but anyway, going back to DC. I didn't like how the Josh Whedon one it was just too campy. It was all over the place. Meanwhile, Zack Snyder, basically everybody got their shine. Everybody had their purpose.
Now
we even got black suit Superman because he died and came back. Like it was so much, and then it looked way better.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the character designs and all of that, like it just I don't see
visually.
It
was a much better movie.
I feel
Hands
like there
down.
was money left on the table, you know, with not working with Zack Snyder.
Now, two things really. Do we really want to give Whedon that much hell because he was just listening to what the studios told him to do? Because the Snyder cut was too long.
He did. The Snyder cut would have been because it was supposed to be what, Dalen, a trilogy?
It's supposed to be Batman Dawn of Justice. Then it was supposed to be Justice League 1, Justice League 2, and then Justice League 3.
So what we watched was Justice League 1 and 2, basically.
Right, but that was the movie that they wanted to release. They wasn't going to break that down and release it in two. They wanted to release that whole thing as it
No,
was released on.
we
So they
watched
did
one
want to
and two.
break it down in two. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why the release of the Snyder Cut was so long. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then why the hell did the studio want Whedon to cut the shit down? If that wasn't the whole movie, why did we get the short version? Why did we get the fucking cliff
So
notes?
the problem was they had major whatever they had issues with Josh with Zack Snyder. That was the problem. So they wanted to kind of, for lack of a better term, erase as much of his movie as possible. That's why all the reshoots. That's why the movie was at its core different.
Yeah, then they shouldn't have did that shit because
But
that was god awful.
there was such a outcry and backlash for
Yeah,
the
that I
Snyder
know
Cut.
much.
The
They
fucked
should
up
have put
part
that
was
out.
Snyder kept saying there is no Snyder Cut until I think Warner Brothers came to him and was like, all right, give them what they want.
I'd
Mhm.
He
still
kept
been like,
denying it.
I'd have
Oh
still
no,
been
I
like, I
wouldn't
don't
have
have
been
it.
denying it.
I'd be like, I
Nah.
don't have nothing. I ain't got nothing.
Oh nah,
He
I
got
would have
more
dove
against you.
into that pool. I would have been one of them. I would have been Daniel Bryan, and this is the Yes movement. I'm diving into that bullshit. Yeah, I got a Snyder Cut, and they don't want me to release it. I'm diving in head
No,
first,
it
go
was so
deep in.
bad. It was so bad that petitions was going out and other actors was wanting to see that shit.
It was a fucking
And
awesome movie.
But that's the thing, though. And see, bro, that's why he played it smart. Because there was the rumor of the Snyder Cut, and my whole thing was he made Warner Brothers come to him. Please, they trying to murder us. Please help us, please.
Yeah, and I feel like it took longer.
And then after he put it out, he dropped the mic and left.
Right. What I'm saying is, it took longer for WB to actually.
Los.
No, he
unlocked Alien as a character.
Look, I cannot get 10 flawless victories, 2 fatalities at the end without getting hit. I can't do that. I've never been good enough to do that. I've never fought Reptile. I've never fought Smoke, Noob Saibot.
I had to drag y'all into the darkness. But no, so
nigga, look here, Itachi. You leave your crows at home, nigga. Don't you bring them shits out no more. Motherfucker. Nah, I'm not looking over there. Ain't no fucking Genjutsu battle. Fuck out of here. Leave them shits alone, player.
But no, him doing it the way he did, even though it took longer, if he would have said, oh yeah, there's a Snyder Cut, it wouldn't have had the same effect as people hearing rumors of a Snyder Cut and then petitioning, we want the Snyder Cut. Him sitting back and just saying, do what y'all want, that made it that much more impactful. And it basically allowed him to release his full vision, because it pushed Warner Brothers to the point where they was like, hey,
do what you want.
We messed up. We sorry. Can we have that, please? Can we have it? And he was like, okay. It basically made it to where when he came to the bargaining table with that movie, he got whatever he wanted when it came to that movie. And like Dale said, after that, it was like, I'm dropping the mic. Y'all have fun and fail from here. And that's what they've been doing. And this is the thing that pisses me off. They make amazing animated movies. The continuity and the flow, because all of their animated movies are connected.
Yo,
so the continuity and the flow of their animated movies, why can you not do that with a live action? What is the problem?
I feel because they're trying to compete with Marvel too much.
And that's the thing. You don't have to.
You do. No, I get where you're going. No, you don't. You're right. I get what you're going. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You have the fans.
Yeah.
If you put out a quality product, nobody's going to say, oh, I'd rather go see this movie. It wasn't until y'all started putting out bad movies that people were like, I'd rather go see Marvel over DC.
I got a question real quick, bro.
Like for example, Lopes, I grew up a Marvel dude. Yeah, I read DC and all that, but I grew up a Marvel dude. Dalen, on the other hand, grew up a DC dude.
I grew up a
Is
Marvel
that going
dude.
to stop him? But is that going to stop him from watching a Marvel movie or picking up
Not at all.
a Marvel comic
No.
book? Basically, for the casual, maybe for the casual comic book fans or whatever, but for the actual fans that literally believe this is a great time to be alive, if I was getting two quality products from Marvel and DC, I'd be happy completely. I don't want to choose.
Now that's for the more rational people. All right. We have no, because you really got to think about it.
You about
How
to talk
long
about
has
those
people?
PlayStation as God people?
You know what? I wasn't even gonna go to that because that's a battle that's never gonna win. Just like Android and Apple, you're never gonna get a legit
It makes no
victory
sense.
out of that. My thing is, look at the wrestling landscape right now. For how long did people beg for there to be any other kind of at least decent wrestling promotion out there outside of the WWE? For
Mhm.
And we
years.
got it.
And then we get
And
it
we
with
got it.
AEW. And now instead of wrestling fans who you would call equivalent or who I say compare to the casual comic book fans who enjoy both Marvel and DC, just enjoy good comic books, you would have them people who enjoy both WWE and AEW because it's just good wrestling to watch. But then you
Right.
have the diehards. You have those people who say you have to pick a line. You can't enjoy WWE and AEW. You have to like one or the other because there's a war. And it's the same shit with Marvel and DC. That's why I said initially, DC has to compete with Marvel. Because yes, putting out good product will get people to go out and see your shit. But how far do that really go?
And
They went out to see Aquaman. They went out to see Wonder Woman. They went out to see Shazam. But did any of those movies really compete with a Marvel movie?
now
Aquaman was good.
Aquaman was good. The first Wonder Woman.
First
Aquaman
Shazam
was
was good.
First Shazam.
How you
was
say
good.
the
I still
first
need to watch
Aquaman like you saw the second Aquaman already?
Because
Well,
the
no,
second
I just
Aquaman's not out yet. So all we got is the
yeah.
first one to go off of. We
Yeah,
don't know if
that's
the
why I
second
said
But
why you say the
I
first one.
haven't.
So
I
far,
haven't.
I was
I
gonna
haven't
say
seen
so far,
Shazam.
Mhm.
so far DC has a history of bad sequels.
I don't like what they did with my man Barry. I'm sick of watching him run like that. Why are you throwing your arms? The fuck is that? I'm sick of seeing him run like that. I'm sick of Ezra Miller. I never
I got
liked him as Flash. Never,
But
ever.
to answer your question, and again, just like with wrestling, I feel there are more people who enjoy both products just from a pure I like wrestling standpoint than there are people who try to pit one against the other. The only problem is the people who try to pit one against the other get more attention because they're trying to pit one against the other. If we ignore them, it's whatever. I
Negative don't
honestly
scream louder
personally
than
know
positive.
more people who enjoy both mediums of Marvel and DC. Right. It's no, like I said, it's kind of no different than with customer service. With customer service, they teach you, you know, it only seems like everybody has a problem when they call in, but when you look at it from a number standpoint, you're probably only dealing with 2 to 5% of your actual customer base that's having issues. It only seems
I
like
was about to
more
say
because of what you're dealing with at that moment.
I was about to say that
I
place that shall not be named. That was a 2%. That was a 2% what we saw during the holidays. All of them
right.
people, literally
All of
2%
those
of their
people,
customer base.
2% of the actual customer base. At the end of the day, it's and like I said, personally, I know more people personally that enjoy both mediums when it comes to wrestling, comic books, whatever, than sit there and go, oh, well, one is better than the other. Do they have a preference? Is there like I have friends who like y'all grew up reading more DC than Marvel. I mean, more Marvel than DC. I have another group of friends who grew up reading more DC than Marvel. It's a preference thing, but at the end of the day, they just want to see comic book stuff. They just want to see what they want to see. There's more people like that than not. So, and that's why I say no, there wouldn't have to be a competition because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, when you have the people who like, yo, I just want to go watch these movies, that's all that's going to matter to them. They're not going to care about nothing else.
Like for example, Again, Marvel dude. But when Darkest Night, that Green Lantern series came out, oh, I was there.
Ooh-wee.
I
They
was
was
there. That
spitting.
was
They
so
was
Darkest
spitting.
Night and Brightest
Black,
Day. Oh, let them
Blackest
niggas
Night.
cook.
Blackest Night gave us some of the best quality. They gave us a green
Yo,
and red lantern. Not Kyle Rayner, Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner with a green and red ring. And my
Look like a
man
Christmas tree.
created, no. He created Construct Kratos Blades of Chaos. He went off because he saw Kyle die. He saw
in
Kyle
that
sacrifice himself and lost it. And that red ring said, "Ooh, I like you and I want you."
so those it was one of those instances where they already knew where they were going by the end of the story, so they just got to cut loose. It was so much shit that you had you had Barry out there skipping time. So the Black Ring was chasing him. All right, I'm gonna jump ahead in time 2 seconds. The ring lost him. Meanwhile, it's still right there behind him. The ring lost him and just dropped because he skipped
Right.
2 seconds ahead in time.
The beauty of the
Like, it was
Flash.
stupid.
I'm not impressed by whatever the fuck kind of convoluted name construct you made, because Lobo made a giant green dildo and beat a nigga with it. That is the best construct made ever. Okay, until you're competing with a giant green dildo that's beating a nigga, I'm not with it.
Nah, because when you have okay, so if you don't know, for those of you who don't know, Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner, John Stewart, and Hal Jordan are known as the honor guard of the Green Lantern Corps. They are the four that have kind of the most liberty. They're like the Hashira of the Green Lantern Corps. They got to do what they want. So when you have the four of them all standing there like, yo, is he really doing that? Yeah, he's doing that. And they're all laughing about it.
Yo, John
Your
Stewart is that
construct game
dude.
is on point.
Yeah, respect.
John
respect
John
to that
Stewart
man.
is that dude.
He absolutely is.
Of course, because
Like,
he's
that
black.
was my man. The ass. No. He was well written. He was
Yeah, but
he was typically that asshole with a heart of gold, but
I support my man because they really made him a legit engineer. Like
yeah,
building
no,
that whole
he
space
was an
station,
engineer.
that shit. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's fire. That look here.
Like-
whenever they whenever they present black people like that, I always like, fuck it. I love it. I don't give a shit.
Actually, what I loved, and the reason why I loved him, so my two favorite are always going to be John and Kyle. And the reason why I liked Kyle, so one, the two of them had probably the best professions to be Green Lanterns, with John being an engineer and Kyle being an artist.
The
The
imagination
things
on
they
them
can
too.
think of, dude. And then
Yeah.
the fact that Kyle Rayner is the only Green Lantern to ever literally, one, he was the first Ion.
Mhm.
Like, he was the first person to embody willpower.